most African Americans, not Caribbean immigrants and immigrants from Africa of the last 50 years. I'm talking African Americans in Los Angeles. Their parents or grandparents came during the Great Migration, didn't they, from the South, during that period of the 20s through the 60s. And
including my parents.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Los Angeles was the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a place where Southern blacks had been working on or near the plantations where their ancestors had been slaves. They broke loose. They had the Great Migration. They moved to places like Los Angeles. They established a thriving culture. As I write about in the book, the studies find tremendous economic advancement in terms of increases in incomes that happened during the time. Well, why didn't that happen in, say, the 1880s or the 1890s or 1910? Well, the reason was we had the Great Wave, not the Great Migration, we had the Great Wave of foreign immigration during that time, which was the same kind of high immigration that we have now. And the northern industrialists and the western industrialists, they sent ships over and brought in Europeans. At that time, it was all white Europeans, and brought them in to fill their factories. There was no place for the descendants of slaves to go to work. But then when World War I broke out, the ships couldn't safely sail to bring the immigrants in. And immediately, the northern, especially the northern industrialists, they needed black labor. And I mean, within a few months, they were sending armies of recruiters, of recruitment agents throughout the South. They would meet people in their homes. They'd meet people in the fields, and they were signing them up, giving them train tickets, paying their way to go north, and boom! All of a sudden, there were 6 million over a period of 40 years, but there were 6 million descendants of slaves broke loose of the Jim Crow South and found not paradise, because there's a lot of work to do, but they found real opportunity because those recruiters, those industrialists, they needed that black labor. But see, right now we're awash in foreign labor, and most industrialists they don't bother to recruit in the inner cities of Black America. And I really believe, because of the past, that if Congress would do something like pass Tom Cotton's RAISE Act, cut immigration even just in half, that we would see this country start to be interested again in black labor.
Well, and I also want to mention that during Jim Crow, black Americans owned 40% of their businesses. So, they were doing better, actually, during segregation, because we don't own any businesses now, or only 7% of businesses. When we had to rely on each other, we were, because there was a middle class in the South during Jim Crow, like Martin Luther. There's my music, but we're going to are you open to taking phone calls, Roy?
You bet.